Hi, I'm Stephen here from Archery Supplies, and this is my first Bowtech shipment. So in the past, I was the Australian Bowtech distributor, and in the past, I think I was the second biggest distributor in the world for Bowtech. I lost that distributorship I'm going to say about 9 years ago. And at the time, I was selling the same number of Bowtechs as I was PSE. Bowtech was a huge brand of my business, and I literally lost half of my business overnight when it went to another dealer who promised sales of 4 times what I was selling. And now, of course, that didn't occur. I think he sold 50 bows. So this is my first shipment. So I placed an order for a whole heap of bows, like lots and lots of bows. And it takes Bowtech has been closed obviously with COVID and stuff, and it takes them about 4 to 5 weeks to have stock ready for shipment. So I said, look, I need stock to have a look at because I don't know any of these products. I haven't seen a Bowtech bow in literally 8 years. There's been none in my state. There's been none in the old state I was in. There are dealers for Bowtech in Australia, but I haven't seen anyone shooting them. So I don't know anything about them. I haven't seen them. I really haven't kept up with them. So when I do reviews, it's not that I don't want to do a bow review on a particular brand. It's just I don't have it in my shop. It's not something I stock. So I just do reviews on stuff I stock. So I want to open this stuff up. So it's like an unboxing to show you what comes with the Bowtech shipment. But this is not the entirety of what I ordered. This is only a bit of what they had in the factory, and I said, look, just whatever you've got in your factory, send me, and because I just need to look at stuff. So that we will be reviewing all these products one-on-one to see kind of what they're like and how they shoot and all that sort of stuff. So let's have a look at these things to start with. Okay, so this is a Revolt X. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing these things Revolt X. Now this is their hunting bow. It's a 33-inch bow. Comes with a hat. It's not a bad looking hat. Now Bowtech in the past used to have pretty decent clothing. I don't recall what clothing they have these days. So that's it. So this is how the bow comes packaged, just in a piece of plastic. Oh, now this one's had a whisker biscuit on it because my staff was shooting it yesterday. When it came in, they're like, we want to have a shot with this. And I was sitting here serving a customer and my staff were in the shooting range, and I heard, holy, this is awesome, from the shooting range. So we'll sort of test it out. So their summary of this bow was it was really smooth to draw. So this is a 70-pound bow. And my staff who couldn't draw a 60-pound bow could draw this one at 70. So this is going to be really interesting to try. They said it had no hand shock when they shot it. So this grip here is detachable, so you can change the angle of it, which is nice. This is kind of funny here how they see how the whisker, it's cut in here, and then the whisker biscuit can't kind of fit in correctly. So that's kind of interesting. Flexible. These the cable guard flexes in, so it's like on a rod. I've seen this used before. A few companies use this, and Bowtech used to use this ages ago with rollers. It's served here. Now this is interesting here. So draw length is adjustable here through rotating modules, but you'll see, I'm hoping you can see there, the modules actually have the inches listed on them. So with other companies, it's like A means 29 and B means 28. With here, you just go, well, I want it on draw length 29. I'm hoping that zooms in, and there's a little thing there to say 29. And it's as simple as that. That's really simple. Now these little brass things here, this is meant to add more weight to the cam to increase the speed. You can change the modules on this bow without a bow press. So there's no part of this string touching the module. Now this Bowtech has got the ability to move the cam left to right. So with a lot of the bows, you may want to shim the cam from left to right. So if the arrow is kicking to the left, you shim the cam to the left. With Bowtech, you've got a locking system here, and you move the cams left to right. So you don't need a bow press to move these cams. You can physically move it left to right. It's a very innovative system, and I haven't used it yet, but I look forward to doing it. Now with the cables, the way the cables come on, so they come around here and they do this like zigzag thing. I'm hoping you can kind of see it. So the cable comes down there and around here. That's to reduce the pressure on this point here. These little dampeners here, rubber dampeners, this is to absorb shock. Limb pocket system looks nice, how it locks in place here. So it's a locking screw there, so you can lock the poundage in place. That's nice. Now these limbs look like your standard Gordon glass limbs, but this limb system where it pivots in the middle is the old Bowtechs that I'm familiar with, when Bowtech came out with the concept of pivoting the limbs in the middle. So this to me is very much like the old Guardians of the back when I used to sort of sell them, when they pivoted them in the middle. It's a nice system. It pivots here, so it's meant to create more flex across the limb. Looks nice. It's got a cable stop, so there's no limb stop anymore. So the old Bowtechs, back when I used to sell them, used to have a limb stop. There's no limb stop now, it's just a cable stop. So cable stop top and bottom. But it looks like a nice bow. It feels a bit weighty, so I'm going to guess about 4.5. They have a tag here. Oh, I was just making up 4.5 pounds. It's like, it feels like 4.5. The draw length is adjustable from 26 to 31. Axle 33. Brace height 6.5. Nice tag in a good position. It looks nice. It really looks professional. It's a nice looking product for a store. This is where your two-piece quiver bolts on here, which is really nice if they have a two-piece quiver, and I'm hoping they do, because two-piece quivers are big in Australia, because we tend to walk around the bush, and the two-piece quiver is a popular choice for Australian bow hunters. So I'm interested to see how this shoots. Now I know I've got a 60-pound version in the shipment, so we will be doing a review on that. Probably one of the first ones we do. So this is the Diamond Edge. So Bowtech have two lines. They have Bowtech being their premium brand line, and they have Diamond, which is their box store brand, and that goes to literally anyone who wants it. So Diamond is their budget line. Now I have seen one of these in the last 5 years. One of my customers came in and asked me to set it up for him. So we do know a little bit about it. Solid limbs, big cams. You can adjust the draw length here as well, from moving it from this point to this point. This point shortens it. Increasing the length of your string increases your draw length. Rotating modules, that's the stop there. Arrow rest. Interesting that, so Bowtech have their own brand, but they use an Apex sight here. I think the thing with this bow is it's very adjustable. So it's adjustable from 5 to 70 pounds. I'm just reading the labels here. 13 to 31 inches of draw length and 310 feet per second. So this is a bow that is aimed for anybody. It's not aimed in the lower end of price. and when we review it, we'll kind of compare it to other bows like this. So the bows you're going to probably compare it to is the Bear Cruiser. There'll be other bows, maybe the Hoyt Clash. I'm going to say the PSE Stinger, but the PSE Stinger doesn't have this level of adjustability. The Stinger to me is a different bow than this, because this is so adjustable. But it'd be a nice comparison to compare it to. Still, the difference between a bow that's very adjustable and one which isn't as adjustable. Now this is the Atomic. Okay. Right, so this is the kid's bow. So this is your bow designed for a kid. Comes with like 3 arrows, a little sight. It feels like a metal riser with fiberglass limbs, metal wheels. It looks like a quality product. The question will be is how expensive is this bow? It's adjustable from 12 to 24 inches, poundage 6 to 29. So it's really aimed at that like 6-year-old to a 10-year-old kind of kid. It's a bit unique. To me, it's a bit smaller than your mini burner from PSE. To me, it feels like a high-end, one of those, when I say high-end plastic bows, there's a whole bunch of bows on the market. They're plastic, cheap, nasty, compounds built for the 6, 7, 8-year-old. It feels like one of those, but it feels like a high-quality one. So if you've got like a 6 or 7-year-old kid and you go, look, I want to get them into archery, I really don't recommend the plastic bows, because they're just nasty. And I would much prefer you to shoot like a recurve, but this looks to me to be pretty good. What price it is, that's another question. But so this is a deploy. I have no idea what a deploy is. Okay. So this is a carbon riser bow. So carbon riser, big cams, adjustable with rotating modules. Bowtech have a whole range of these carbon bows like this. They're lightweight, they weigh about 3.2 pounds. They tend to be up there a little bit on price. So once we review them, we're going to have to sort of check what price point they're at and how they compare in the market. But they really aim for that person who wants a nice light bow with high performance at not the expensive price. These will be probably around $1,000 odd. I'm hoping it's around $1,000. Now they come set up from the factory, you can see, with a D-loop sight, peep sight already installed. That's cool, because for a shop it means they don't have to do any work. For a customer it means it's set up by the factory, you don't have to touch it. Now in 2020 PSE's kits, they stopped assembling them on the bows, and I think that was a huge mistake. This has a limb stop just there, so this hits limb, so it gives you that solid feel. Looks like a nice bow, and I'll be excited to try it out. Okay, so this is the Reckoning. This is the top of the line target bow from Bowtech. I haven't seen one. I haven't seen anyone shooting one in Australia. Not to say there's not one being shot. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's a guy down in Victoria who shoots one, but I have never seen one being shot. So, and I say that because as I understand, there's a guy down there who's got a whole bunch of these bows. Haven't met him, but I've heard of him. So this is the Reckoning. these bows are really, really expensive. So this is really aimed at the person who's at the top end of top end market. Money's no object, and you want the very best bow you can kind of get. 38 inches axle, 7.5 inch brace height. I'm going to guess speeds of about 320s. You got adjustable grip. Cams can move left to right. Comes in a whole bunch of colors, like so many colors. Price point on this is about $2,500, which puts it right up there against the top of the line target bows by every manufacturer. So it puts it up right up against the Hoyt Invicta, the Matthews TRX. It puts it more expensive than the PSEs. This is the premium product target line. It's got the moving cam left to right for that tuning. Cable stop right here. There's no limb stop. The cam system looks the same as on the Revolt. It just looks like a smaller version. But keen to have a shot. Now, if you're a good target archer and you're going to events, then price is probably not going to limit you to what you buy. And you're really looking at, I like this here. See this here? This is the bolt. You can see how much more space you've got before it pops. I like that. It's a very simple design. I wish more manufacturers would have that. Because there's nothing worse than when you're winding down a bow, you don't know how much further you can wind it. That is a great design. Now whether the price point of $2,500 deters a lot of people, that's a question for me. Obviously Paige Pierce, top female shooter, shoots one. But for me, a lot of archers are recreational archers, which means, look, I just shoot for fun. This price point on this bow may be out of their budget, but there's another bow from Bowtech which is right in that budget. And that is this bow. This is called the Specialist. It's very much like the Reckoning. 38 inches axle. Same sort of draw length adjustment, big draw length adjustment. I think goes out 32 inches. Oh look, different Bowtech hat. Comes in all the same great colours that the Reckoning does. That being blue, red, light blue, grey, olive, like a tan colour. Now to start off with, you can see the riser's a lot simpler. It's a very basic design riser. The riser on the Reckoning was a lot more complex. The limbs obviously different. The cam system's obviously different. This is still a binary cam system, so top and bottom cams are the same. You've got a limb stop on this bow. You didn't have a limb stop on the Reckoning. You can just see that, like, the cam's a lot thinner. The Reckoning cam's a lot wider, and the limb's a lot wider. Different cable guard, cable slide. Still got the harmonic dampeners. Now, difference in price. This bow's going to retail around $1,400 in Australia. The other bow, the Reckoning, retails for $2,400, $1,000 difference. So this bow's at the bottom end of the target range market. The other one's at the top end of the price range bracket. So to me, Bowtech have really gone, we'll have a target bow which is aimed for the recreational target archer, and we're going to have a target bow aimed at the elite target archer. And that's what this bow is. So they've kind of gone, well, we don't need one in the middle. We're just going to go low end and we're going to go top end. And even though people are going to go low end's expensive, which it is, but I mean, they're going to put this through as a decent quality sort of target bow. So with the adjustable grip, but to me, I can see that they look like two different products. There's such a distinction between this bow and the Revolt, sorry, the Reckoning, that I'm like, I would shoot the Reckoning without even knowing anything about this, how it draws, because the other one just looks so much cooler to me. This looks very simplistic, where the other one looks cool. It's just got a coolness factor, and you're going to pay that $1,000 for that coolness factor, and I reckon people will pay it. Okay, so this is the magx. I have no idea what this bow is. Basically what I do is I tend to order everything, and then when I get it in, I kind of see what sells. I do a bit of research before I purchase. I'm like, well, what's the big sellers? What are people talking about? But from my experience, most bows that a bow manufacturer produces will sell. They generally have them priced at different price points or for different people. Now, see the big cams on this? This is a speed bow. Without knowing anything about it at all, this is a speed bow. Now, what's interesting about this, it doesn't have the adjustable grip. I'm not sure why they wouldn't have done that. Maybe this is an older model. Limbs are very much designed the way of the old Bowtechs. Dampeners, but I'm guessing this is a speed bow. And that's interesting. So the IBO is 323, but then it's got a speed of 360 with a 34-inch draw length. So this is a long draw length bow, so that's what this is aimed at. When I first saw this, I was like, this is aimed at the speed market, but it's actually aimed at the big tool Viking basketballer with those huge cams. So one thing Bowtech's famous for is the accessories. So when you're buying a bow, you generally want to match it up with the rests, the stabilizers, the quivers that are made by that brand. And Bowtech generally have great brands. So this is the quiver, tight spot quiver. These are regarded the best in the industry. Generally they're not cheap, generally expensive. I haven't priced them, but that's a tight spot quiver. So top end, they have all matching camo. This is the drop away arrow rest that Bowtech used. This is the ripcord, which is got a big reputation for being very dependable. And it's nice because I don't actually stock these at the moment. So by picking up Bowtech, I pick up this. So it kind of adds another range to my bow brand, which is really good. So this is the little stabilizer. This is the octane stabilizer here. It's all machined on the edges. We will open these up and sort of try them out. And that's pretty much the accessory line. So they've got the arrow rest. They've also got the hostage. Now I know I've got hostage arrow rests, I just don't know where they've gone. So I know there's more stuff in this Bowtech shipment. I've just got no idea where it is. So with that, we'll start packing this stuff away, building displays, and then we'll start doing reviews on these products. So that's the Bowtech first shipment in. There will be another shipment, and then we'll be booking a container shipment from the US filled with bows. So once I know kind of what bows are going to sell, where the price points are, that's when I'll place the order for that product. I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. Thanks for watching. Bye.